Hey.
Hi.
Wow. Hey, okay. Welcome back, guys. Welcome back to the desk. It's Season 2, Split 2, Week 1, Qualifiers, Game 2, Best of 5-1.
You all right?
I'm a straight shooter. I give you the facts and nothing but the facts. And those are the facts, damn it.
I like facts.
It is Week 2, Season 2, all the things.
It's Week 1.
Week 1, Season 2, Split 2, Game 2, Best of 5-1.
Relegation.
Relegations.
Something.
Hey.
With that, Dig takes a rather extravagant victory over the Poppies. Warchi trying to lead this ragtag group of challenger players into the SPL, and they have the hardest matchup in Europe.
They do. They have the hardest matchup you could have.
Yeah.
But they do have a shot.
They do.
Nonetheless. And they had a couple of nice glimmers of hope in that last game.
Yeah, Ojibum was incredible
did great.
in the solo lane. He looked like he was playing at that level. Warchi was doing well. The issue is the mid Doffel going up against Shadow Nightmare. It seems like there's a huge mismatch.
It was the center of the map. The jungler and the mid laner got really far behind. Ares, it's pretty easy to get far behind on Guardians when everything else is going wrong, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you have to play the front line. You have to play the initiator. You get blown up. So we'll see if they can tighten things up a little bit there. But there was, it seemed to be the armor was not fully impenetrable.
That's true. They had good rotations in the early game, decent amount of damage in the team fights. The issue is that the chemistry on Dig, especially between Shadow Nightmare and Frezzy, is just a little bit better, but they have time to adapt. They have to win 3 games out of 5. They're already down 1. Let's go into the picks and bans. Peace and peace. Excuse me.
It's Dignitas this time on the bottom of the screen. They're going to be the blue squad. The Poppies on the top. And it's Dignitas with the first pick, first ban here. And we'll see what they like to take out of the pool. Maybe we're going to see a little bit more kind of these flex strats, we'll call them. Little spicy picks coming out from Dignitas. They are in the first pick position now, so they can maybe force something. I wouldn't be surprised to see them leave Athena unbanned, try to get it, and get the Athena-Medusa combo, something like that. Yeah,
Athena-Medusa is probably the strongest lane, right? I mean, she forces you to look at her.
Strongest lane in the game or the strongest lane with Medusa?
The strongest lane with Medusa. Actually, maybe in the game.
No.
Yeah.
No.
What do you got?
For the laning phase only?
Yeah.
So we're talking about not just late game?
She's all like, look at me, and then Medusa's like, stop looking at me.
The lane dominating lane is always going to be on her Ymir. That is like the kill lane. It's so good.
Ymir gets caught though.
By what?
On her.
I mean, maybe the Athena, I guess, but it's okay. Yeah, Athena's gonna get through. This should be the first pick for Dignitas. Would be my expectation. Poppies ban out Giannis, and they ban out Bologna. They don't want to deal with Bologna. No, it is so Young Bay wants to show off his new Bay. So
for me, I think the Athena pick would have been better just because it's a dice roll that someone's going to have Medusa in their god pool at this stage of the game. Right. But it is Warchi, Bastet, Athena. Wow, Bastet very quick on the draw.
This isn't North America. What are you doing?
Yeah.
You don't first pick Bastet in Europe.
But Athena does get grabbed. Obviously, the strongest pick that they could have at this point, especially with Sylvanas ban. But Bastet getting picked up against Medusa that early, that's a very strange pick to me. A lot of damage, though. Good rotations. And this is something that Poppies did have, right? I mean, Dalo was all about rotations last game. His farm game was weak, so Bastet could be a good pick for him. Yeah, that's right. He got far behind. It also sets up the Athena Bastet with any kind of hunter. Yields some very early Gold Furies as needed. It's Agni, drafted by Dignitas. They want to get, that mid lane domination again. It was so effective in game 1 having a fed Giannis that an Agni should in theory be even better in the lane than Giannis. Rotations maybe not so much, but we could see as big of an impact as last game had Shadow Nightmare again in this game. Final pick here in the first phase for Poppies. They're most likely still looking for a solo laner, although that'll be probably the last pick for counter pick potential. It's likely that we'll see a hunter here. Yes, Rama's going to be locked in. Rama locked as we go into the counterban phase of the picks and bans. Dignitas. What will they remove from the pool? Maybe it will be the Hercules. No sense in letting that again end through. But Poppies with the first banning position in this second round of bans. It's bots. Okay, so. Okay. Wow, yeah, we didn't see him banned in the last game. This god skyrocketed to the very first pick position on online play in the jungle, and then we had to land, and no one picked him. Except one time, and now he's made it through to the second round of bans and gets banned out. Yeah, and with that, Thor is still on the table, but Thor is going to get taken away smart by Team Dignitas, except for the fact that they already had Bastet, so I don't know if they were going to try double Assassin. Yeah, it could have been the Bastet solo, but that's a reach. Maybe this is just a oversight from Dignitas. Is that Cyclone Spin or Awesome to the Max? It's very unlikely, especially with the way that Ojibum played last time. Scylla going to be picked up again. Now, this to me is a little worrisome because Scylla was the #1 reason why they started to fall behind last game. The farm was weak. The rotations were weak. She didn't have a lot of damage. And if she's not going to be switching, it means that this is her his go-to character. So it's going to be up to him to completely change the way he played from last game. It's got to be farm-centric. Can't be looking for kills.
Well, we saw the, like, abilities fire well in team fights from the
That's true, and Sikkim is not the easiest.
She hit Sikkim, she hit on the monsters. It was the laning phase. It was difficult.
Max range Sikkim is actually the hardest ability to hit like in the game.
Slowest moving projectile.
Yeah, slowest moving. The range is kind of long. I mean, it's very easy to dodge, I mean, on reaction. So going up against Shadow Nightmare could be difficult. Jungle Ymir, that's Frosty.
Yeah, Jungle Ymir, solo Ullr again.
That's really, 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 really scary. If Rama at any point uses that role and then gets belly flopped, he's going to die. Like, he'll just die.
Yeah.
Geb, right? I mean, it's got to be Geb.
I can't imagine it's going to be Ares again. But Geb, they don't really have that kind of natural Geb target. You know, no real... I guess Bastet's decent, but she's not a really in-handing assassin that wants to stay in the fight that long.
I mean,
so
I'm a monster in the end game if Scylla can farm this one.
Yeah, and there's no Sylvanas. Geb does have the nice setup. Ooh, hey.
All right,
so it's going to be Sola and Hercules. That's
okay.
Okay.
Right. I thought we were going to see the Sola and Athena for a second, but he's going to go back into Hercules. You can't argue with this pick, though. I mean, for how well Ojiboom did in the last game, this is definitely the right pick.
Yeah. The Athena may be a little bit better suited versus the Ullr with the block stacks that she'll get, but hey, it's okay. Hercules will do his thing, and he'll be a little bit less susceptible to those Ymir ganks. A little bit more resilient, perhaps, than the Athena overall with mitigate wounds in the early stages of the game. But that does take us up to the game now. We have completed our picks and bans, so let's pop on in to the map and see exactly how this one's going to play out. Dignitas up 1-0 over the Poppies.
So going back into this, remember, guys, this is a best of 5, and with that, Dignitas has a decent lead. Poppies on the ropes already. They have a little bit more room to work here. If Poppies drop this game, I think we're going to see some experimentation coming out from Dignitas, trying new things. But for right now, it's been the Shadow Nightmare show all around. His damage has been incredible. The rotations have been good. The damage and combos that he's done with the rest of his team have been amazing.
Oh my.
I'm looking at it.
Frezzy's going to miss the belly flop there. Looking for an initiation. They're going to get a little bit of poke damage out of this one. No DM Brandon starts, though. No full Talaria boots here, so no one getting that bonus.
What a shame. Wow, Frezzy
with the hot fire there.
That was...
He's going to come back clapping around the wall, too. Letting him know.
Warchi's like, you can keep doing this. Like, yeah. I would like to see an evade now. They have a really good advantage if they don't let Bacchus back, and he just took rolling assault.
Yeah.
Oh, he just got really baited.
Lane clear, boys.
That is really gonna hurt.
Yeah, so this should be an experience advantage now.
They have to invade now. They have to. If they don't take this
he's
advantage...
gonna have another rolling assault to stop this. What are you doing, Frezzy?
I would stop it. I would definitely stop it. Frezzy is now out of the early game. They should take this opportunity to invade. Athena's coming down. This could be a drop, and they're not going to invade. That's going to hurt them a lot. In fact, if Youngbei gets this by himself and Bacchus doesn't get a part of this, that will actually put Youngbei at level 2 going into lane. Medusa would need 2 creeps still, which means without having those astral arrows, he's going to be really far behind. This is actually going to wind up working in their favor.
We'll see. Yeah, Purple Buff's still going to be started up, it looks like here. Bay. He's gonna taunt.
I got Hand of the Gods.
As Frezzy makes his way in. Yeah, so it'll hog it away. Acid Spray comes out. Hog.
Oh, well, they'll get the lane a little bit early.
Yeah.
So they'll get their level 2. There it is.
Yeah, it'll be fine. So level 2 apiece here. A little bit of an awkward start. Frezzy going to end up a bit behind after that. But and the Astral Barrage is picked up. So all things are good for Warchi. Frezzy's attempt at kind of psychological warfare, we'll call it to be nice, ends up biting him in the tush, his rather ample Bacchus tushy.
See, I don't know. I don't think he needs the experience as much as someone like Warchi does, or Doffel, who suffered. I mean, now, Frostiak taking a decent amount of damage. Not a lot, though. I think, okay, beautiful freeze, yeah. But the jump back was very, very smart. Ojiboom taking a lot in variety, kind of going back into this role once again is doing much better, but this is how he was baited last time. He's got to be careful.
Yeah, we'll see. Variety still playing forward very, very far. Frostiak going to need another tail whip and the driving strike as well. This could be some trouble for old Ullr. Variety forced to leap out, so that's an early skilling of his third ability. Maybe, probably likely would have taken it at level 3 anyway, but doesn't have a choice this time around.
Dalo, he's looking for it. You know he's looking for it.
Yeah,
but
go in, man.
The creep advantage, Hand of the Gods, going to be used.
Rock and roll.
He's looking for it. The jump's ready.
I'm not good at this game, and I would fight. So take it from me.
Well, the bleed's down. Variety knows that he's safe now.
It just took half of his HP.
Yeah, I don't know what he was doing there.
It's a big question mark for your boy, but that's okay.
Variety getting pretty greedy there. I don't know if he can afford to waste those spells. Boom gets a combo. It could be a death.
Athena. I love it. Left side back camps. Look at you go. You thief. Archangel recognizing that they have the lane advantage, and we'll take it and get the level 4.
That was very important because that's going to shut down some of the experience that the mid laner would have gotten. So anything that hurts Shadow Nightmare is a good idea. Young Bay actually getting crippled out before the lacerate hits. Beautiful, but he's in some trouble. Ooh, all right.
The dots. Big time. Archangel's going to be able to taunt. Take a lot of damage here, will Bay from the minions, and it's enough as Warchi finds the turnaround kill. It's first blood for the Poppies.
They are doing very well with their early game advantage. Shadow Nightmare in the mid lane taking some damage as well. Now, you can see Doffel, level 5, somehow getting ahead. I'm not really sure how he was able to do that.
Frezzy. He's going to get smacked around. It's going to give Warchi just a little bit more time to free farm. This time, though, it's Variety who strikes first blood in the solo lane as Ojboom goes down under tower.
It's an exact opposite of the early game last time.
That's right, it is.
Young Bay took first blood, and then Variety dropped second blood. It's actually a quick turnaround. Mid lane right now, Frezzy, I think, got those mid camps. I'm a monster, just barely going to miss there. Very, very close. Doffel almost had a kill there. Maybe not a kill. It was a lot of damage, but I think Frezzy might have been able to live through it. Either way, he sends him back to the base. Right side camp still available.
Well, we're approaching that point in the game here where we should see an earlier winner if the first mid camps come out, but it's still a very, very tight game given the first one going the way of the Poppies. And now the right side mid camp as well going to go. Is they going to go under tower here? Sickham's going to hit in a lot of trouble. The Agni, but the dash comes through in time.
Wow, was that?
Did Path of Flame get a kill?
No.
Oh, he still died.
Yeah, no.
Reach?
I think it was either Reach or Archers. I mean, there's no other way he could have gotten the kill from that far, but it was definitely Reach or Archers. Either way, they find the third kill of the game. Poppies doing decently, right? I mean, Team Dignitas still has a... Oh, I'm sorry. The names at the top.
Yes.
Or need to be switched. Sorry about that. We'll get that switch up right away. With that, they do get a decent amount of damage overall, though, and Poppies taking the third kill of the game.
So, Poppies... They've got themselves a little angle here. Dignitas, well, they're in a little bit of trouble. It's level 7 Ullr, though, so you got to feel pretty good about your chances if you have a carry solo laner that's ahead. That never can really hurt you, and it's a Transcendence coming out his way as well for the second time. But it's the experience advantage to the side of the Poppies now. As we're gonna quickly take a look back here at the overall brackets and standings. We're gonna get those titles switched up for you. It's Dignitas with 1 game over the Poppies. Still to come today, it's Cognitive Gaming versus Resist out of North America. That should be firing off here as this Best of 5 ends. I would estimate that around 4 p.m. Eastern in about an hour and a half or so. Today's matches are pretty straightforward, right? You have the top seeds versus the bottom seeds, but we're gonna have the 4-5s coming up tomorrow, which really, really great matchups. Night's Watch and Spicy Waffles, dead even. Return and Legion have gone back and forth throughout the Challengers Cup. I'm very excited, very, very excited to watch North America tomorrow. I think there's a lot of competitive value there, and I think either team can wind up making it to relegation. Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. I think that tomorrow's is another kind of great day to watch some Smite, as there's going to be... Today is all underdogs, right? It's, you know, can the Poppies defeat Dignitas? Can Resist beat Cog? Can Mayweather even touch Pacquiao? No. No? You think no? Round 2, we're done. Round 2? Round 2, we're done. Oh, man. See, I'm driving like 35 minutes to go watch this fight. It better not be done in round 2. I'm a huge Pacquiao fan. I want to see it done in 10 seconds. Yeah, you like short people. Oh, come on, man. Mayweather's short, too. Yeah, I know, they're both like 5'4". It's Talaria boots for Bast. Yes. Yes. Now, makes sense for this god. Bastet has a ton of movement speed. Remember, after she jumps, which is an incredible, huge jump, she gains a 25% movement speed increase off the 28% movement speed increase. She's not looking for kills here. She's just looking to make sure she gets that 30 gold. And she's going to get both, maybe. Yeah, that's an easy kill right there. Shout us to gold. Yeah. Well played. So not only is that going to be a kill for the Poppies, but the 30 gold from the Talaria. Sorry, 50 gold. 50 gold. 50 gold. And no, 30 gold. 50 experience. Yes. Yeah. I know that because I always just go 30 gold every time I get the kill. 30 gold. Frostiak, what is he going to do here? He's going to farm, he's going to take it out from under the tower. So he's going to eat some damage and give up his purple buff here with no spells to contest this. I think it's not a bad idea. I mean, he's going to get a little bit of farm. I don't think he should even look at these two. He's feeling himself a little bit here to think that he's going to fight this. Oh, well, Frezzy's here too. Yeah, but that's 2 Guardians. I mean, they have decent scaling. Here comes the Agni as well. Dalo is not the target. It's Warchi, yeah, because he doesn't have the leap. He's stuck in the purple
Yeah, this is upsetting. What are you doing?
He's doing a nice amount of damage now as the crush comes through as well. Very low.
Did Duffel have I'm a monster and choose not to use it?
Yes.
Oh, I wonder what he's planning then. Oh, getting lower. Shadow Nightmare trying to get past the flames out. No, not going to find it. Archangel finding a kill there. Frezzy getting very low. Belly flop on cooldown. And you see a nice taunt. Decent amount of damage. Variety getting pretty low here. I'm a monster still available. Oh! Not going to find it, but he's stuck in a corner.
Yeah, and this is like the corner of death. We've seen now 2 people, almost a third die there. Dignitas comes out behind in that fight again as Ajboom is still farming up and will take the tier 1.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to go for it. I like that.
Poppies.
I like this a lot.
I like the Poppies a lot this game.
Variety rotated over, didn't really, he found an even exchange for his team. If he wasn't there, things would have gotten
they would have
very
gotten
bad.
overrun for sure.
Right, so, but Ajboom going to take advantage of it. 500 gold, decent amount of experience. Is he actually going to get this? It's pretty low. He's going to take some hits. All right, he's got it. He took 2 hits, not a big deal.
Not a big deal at all. He's going to heal that one up and mitigate wounds. The camp's going to be sliced up by the Poppies, and they've given themselves a 2,300 gold lead and a 2,700 experience lead now. It's not enough to kind of rest your hat on, but it does give them the advantage coming into perhaps the first Gold Fury that you got to think is coming up in the next couple of minutes.
Well, Warchi has a level over Youngbei. Shadow Nightmare now a level behind Duffel. Duffel making the correct decision, it looks like, to run it back. Yeah, run back that Scylla. It's the Athena, again, the support really dictating this game. It's 2-0-3 out of the Archangel, and he's really set the pace. See, for me, it looked like inherent faults, right, on the Scylla, but it might have just been a bad game. He's turning it around beautifully, although that Sentinel there, that was a panic Sentinel in the back line, and Archangel is going to be forced to ult away. With that, they have a 4-man grouping over here, now 5-man grouping on the left side, with Ajboom not being here. This is a Gold Fury attempt. Yeah,
it should be with the Athena, no ultimate, and I don't know if that ward spots are falling back. I don't think they saw her, but she is a bit out of position now. As, stunned out is Dalo. He's going to take some burst damage as well. That means the Bastet's not going to have much impact on this fight. Nearly dead. She has to go back. Warchi trying to take the pot shots from the side. Frostiak and Frezzy tasked with
nice damage.
Isolating out Archangel, but very, very low. Frostiak should go down here to the Rama ultimate. Yes, it's going to hit a lot. Damage going through as well as Variety. The Full's going to go down. That's the burst damage. Ajbomb, he's here as well, though, and the Hercules could have a big impact. They're trying to find the kill on the Athena, but can't get it just yet. Stopping the last right there with the body block, and Youngbei's bit off more than he could chew. Makes some room for Ajboom to get through and get his CC chain out. Warchi finds 1 kill. There's a slow as well, coming back through with the reach, and there it is. The cleanup on the Team Dignitas, a deicide, and a Gold Fury for the Poppies.
And look, Dalo's right back here in time to get those cats off. Underdogs making a name for themselves here. They're up 7 kills. They're up a Gold Fury, a tower, and with that, 4,700 gold, 6,000 experience.
Yeah, shout-outs to taunting and clapping and waving, getting stopped from going back and farming between Tier 2s and Phoenixes, because I don't think you're far enough ahead, Dignitas, to go for those kind of those manners plays here.
Yeah, they were definitely feeling themselves at the start of this game. Frezzy showing a little bit of BM, and he's paying for it. Even if Dignitas is able to turn this game around, there's going to be chatter.
Yeah, and they're going to be realizing in their comms that this third game, regardless of the outcome, is going to need to be very, very serious because the Poppies look like a contender.
Yeah, Shadow Nightmare right now, just hitting level 9 off those mid-camps, like just getting it right there. And with that, Duffel already level 10.
Yeah, level 11 coming up soon. Another kind of big level for the Scylla.
Damage.
Rooting out Frezzy, but they don't really have any follow-up, and it wasn't in a tower, so
I thought he got him at the tower line.
Yeah, it was hard to tell from the angle there, but it is not a Sikkim. Under tower, it's just a Sikkim regular style.
But still, I mean, they hold the lead, and getting damage onto Frezzy is really good. Frostiak, look at him just biding time. He does not have enough farm at this point to be doing this. If they fail at this attempt, he's just going to be missing too much. Frezzy and Archangel taking a slapbox fight here, and not even Tipsy. Going to throw that burp out, not get a stun.
Yeah, it's a little bit easier to maintain that meter now with the new Bacchus, but
that's true. No
need to waste the mana there, I think, from Frezzy as he's just rotating through the jungle. Just putting the damage onto the Athena's just as valuable as a stun.
Archangel not making the play there, maybe waiting for them to rotate back in. He's going to take his time here. Mid lane, we see the camps on right are up. Check out Scylla doing them by himself. And he looks like he's going to get him. Shadow Nightmare not even making the play.
Yeah, he just needs the lane experience, I think. He can't even afford to lose half a wave.
Love the Path of Flames, by the way.
Getting out in front of the taunt there?
Yeah, just getting it done. Youngbei in some trouble here. Lacerate going to be usable in just a second here. But remember, that does not go through Gods. Dalo finds himself on a killing
spree. The positioning from Dalo there. Right? What a player. I mean, that was spot on. That's a very heads-up play. Archangel's rotation, getting spot out. No, he dashes out of the stun, and now it's Frezzy who finds himself stunned out and taking a lot of damage. Why did he stay in the second part of that shield wall? You're dead.
And with that, Ajboom rotates over as well. Don't even know that that was necessary. In fact, might be a misplay. Variety going to be able to take a free tier 1. Yes, okay, not going to back. I thought he was going to back there. I was kind of having Ajita.
No.
He's got that.
He's got it.
He needs it.
Well, the team needs it. I mean, they haven't really taken any global gold objectives off the map yet. The Gold Fury still to the credit of the Poppies. Dignitas, they get their first tower on the right side. They close the gap a little bit, but it's still a reasonably large experience advantage and gold advantage for the Poppies, about 4,500.
Variety dealing some damage to Dalo here. Dalo hasn't taken a trip back to the base in a bit, though, so this really shouldn't hurt him too much. He does have to go back pretty soon. Warchi taking a lot of damage here from the tower. Going to switch over. Boulder going to bounce, not going to hit. Belly flop. Ajboom's in trouble.
Yeah, that should be enough.
He's got him.
Yeah, nice the intoxicate. Really, really well done by Frezzy there to keep him in the tower range. Youngbay, is he going to try to make the hot play here? I don't think it's going to be to his advantage or his benefit to really try to go in any further.
If Youngbay actually lacerated there and dashed, he was likely dead. Astral Barrage was still available. Athena was coming in. Very smart use of patience there, because if he went in, I don't see him getting out. Shadow Nightmare in trouble.
Oh, yes. Gets it. Forces out the beads. Frostiak blew the Frost Breath. Yikes. Does get the slow on Archangel. They find the sun as well, some follow-up damage. But they're dumping a lot in here. I'm not sure. I mean, with the misspells, Frezzy, can he close the distance as well? Yes, with the second slow, this should be a... No! The dash was in time, and Frostiak goes down in return. Dignitas tilting a little bit here as the Poppies are up 13-4.
Shadow Nightmare's Adamana here. Dalo throwing the cats down. That's another kill. Guaranteed in the mid lane. Another big turnaround there. Frostiak, this used to be the god that would strike fear into people. Frostiak would pick jungle Ymir, and the game would end. And then just people figured out how to fight it, right? I mean, that's what it came down to, and it's kind of the same thing here. The early game wasn't strong enough. He didn't have the hand of the gods for the extra damage to get him into lane fast, so he falls behind and clear. He's fighting into a Bastet who's level 13 right now, and you look at the build. I mean, I personally like the build, but only if you're ahead, right? He has cooldown reduction and a lot of it, and movement speed. That's it.
Right, yeah, the damage output, while still being decent out of Ymir's base damage, not really excelling here. And the issue here is it's level 11s across the board as well. Now, the tank hits level 12. It's just the experience is nowhere to be found for Dignitas. And as far ahead as the Poppies were, or I'm sorry, as Dignitas was in the mid lane in game number 1, game number 2, it's the other direction.
Yeah, 3 levels right now for Doffel. And maybe it's a little bit better, right? Shadow Nightmare had like 5 levels at one point. But, I mean, the idea is the same. And look at the chart. 7,800 experience, not as much as Dignitas had at this stage. I think they were closer to 10K at this point. But for the Poppies to deal this well with a team that won their first 2 matches in the SPL and then kind of like started to fall off, but for them to not even place to the top of challengers and do this well against players who were at one point world champions. Remember, Youngbay was the world champion in Smite. The TSM Apollo skin exists because of Youngbay.
That's true. Yeah, the launch tournament. Here we go. Poppy's second attempt at the... You what, mate?
Where's he going?
Oh, he's going to defend the tier 2 on the right side.
Oh, all right. Let's see how it goes. They're still doing it. It looks like, yeah,
no problem.
Pressy can't get in there. He's going to try, and he's going to die for it. Gold Fury gets taken, and yeah, he's going to try.
Cripple.
He's waiting for the jump, it seems, to... Yeah, taunt going to be good, and Fressy's down. He got the Intoxicate off, though, which can help.
Yeah, and they dumped a few ultimates into a tank there with no real opportunity to take the Fire Giant. I don't know. I don't know if that's necessarily the best plays. You know, you could have forced him back and not spent that last ultimate potentially there.
Frostiak in the mid recognizes that he's going to get turned on. Spell's going to be used. No damage coming out from Doffel, but they still save the tier 2 for now. Warchi fighting for it. That was going to be hell of arrows. Variety secures that. Youngbay picks it up.
Youngbay, I mean, he just gets smacked around a little bit, even going for a buff in his own territory. It's a tough position that Dignitas finds themselves in the Poppies.
Medusa, very similar to Ullr, has a very hard time coming back, right? She's all about early game damage, and if her early game falls to a character like Rama, whose steroid is much more powerful, speaking of which, going for it, Stone Gaze already down. Warchi...
Neither of them can find the shots.
Warchi has it, though.
Oh, yeah, now with the Athena ultimate coming in, Bay just trying to backpedal. It's not going to be enough. Does go down to Warchi. Outplayed.
You know, the boxing match is assuming that the steroid is down from Warchi is actually pretty even because remember the astral strike arrows increase the width of your auto attacks, but Medusa doesn't gain or rather have that movement penalty for strafing, so it winds up evening out so long as the astral arrows are up. Slight advantage to Medusa in the 1v1 with no abilities, but there wasn't enough. Warchi's too far ahead, has too much more damage. I mean, look at the board right
levels,
now.
Yeah, 4 levels. The Ick that was just going his way the whole time, and especially he just kind of stood his ground, used the beads to avoid the stun from the Medusa ultimate, and just continued to pump damage in. And at 600 or 760 XPM, 100 XP a minute ahead of the next highest farming god on the map, it's Warchi carrying the Poppies now. 16-4 over Team Dignitas at 17 minutes.
And Youngbei's build's going to hurt him. You know, he's lost stacks repeatedly on the Heartseeker, and with the Heartseeker having very little damage and the Ickball taking some of the damage away, the Aussie's doing less lifesteal because you're not lifestealing if you don't do the damage, right? And then he doesn't have power boots. He has the Ninja Tabby for attack speed, which means his attacks are going off very quickly. They're just not doing any damage.
Right, and it's kind of all in on that ability damage, and I mean, without enough power to back it up, it's just not enough when you're behind. It's very similar to, as you mentioned, to the Ymir conundrum.
Comparatively to Rama right now, who has Warrior Tabby with the Ickball going into what seems like the Executioner. That's a lot of damage. Youngbei in some trouble here. Slowed out, but not going to do it. He's bleeding. It's going to need at least one shot.
Yes.
That'll do it.
That'll do it, yeah. As Dalo finds the last in-hand.
Beads.
He's going to pop the beads, avoid the stun, leap away. Bacchus stun follow-up is going to be good, but Athena's here now. Intoxicate comes out. They really want Dalo. They're investing a lot in just a Bastet kill, and they'll get it with Shadow Nightmare's combo. But here comes the reinforcements. It's the full, but he doesn't hit his Sikkim, and his crush is off the target, so that should be a disengage from Dignitas. And just a Bastet kill, or kill for the Bastet, sorry, a tier 2 for the Poppies. They're happy to walk away with that one as they spread the map, and Ajboom is pressuring the tier 2 on the right.
Yeah, this is a big win for them either way, right? They're separating Team Dignitas. They're not getting farm. Warchi, though, taking a lot of damage. Frezzy out of mana. Shards of Ice is going to be on cooldown, and in the backline, they're looking at Shadow Nightmare. Going to need 2 more hits. Bomb going to go off, doing a lot of damage. Archangel's getting very low. He's trying to bait for Warchi to get in there, but he's likely to go down.
There we go. Yeah, look at the last one. Frostiak gets it with the Gust. Or that spell's not called Gust. What am I talking about? It's the Ice Breath out of Ymir.
Frost Breath?
Frost Breath.
Gust.
I don't know.
What is that, a Pidgey? That's a move, right?
The Pidgeotto,
yeah. With that, both tier 2s actually wind up getting saved in the mid lane and the right lane. They do get the one on left, though. Poppy still with a decent lead here of about 9,000 gold. This is very unexpected.
Yeah, especially after game 1, which is so one-sided. This one is just completely the other way.
So my issue here is that Youngbei gives up first blood, right? Loses the lane.
Yeah.
Variety gets the second blood and is going even, right? And does that come down to Variety not having the rotations? Does it come down to the fact that this game, Dalo and Doffel are playing, right? I mean, they're much bigger pieces in this chessboard this time.
I think it comes down to Variety rotating maybe too much and just leaving Ajboom. Twice we saw him free farming, and that probably closed the gap from that early kill in the lane.
Cats coming out. This is actually maybe a misstep use on the Cats because that Mud's going to stack up. Look at how much damage Dalo took from one tick. They maybe have just thrown this.
Yeah, they did. They just threw that Fire Giant, I mean, for sure.
You got to remember, the Cats will spawn the Mud. Dalo stood in between 2 Cats. 3 lava ticks at one shot just took 40% of his health.
The Athena nearly dying as well.
This is probably my favorite change coming into Season 2 is the Fire Giant fight is very similar to a fight that you would find in an MMO like Final Fantasy XIV or World of Warcraft. It requires just PvE mechanics, and they're pretty straightforward. You're going to get hit sometimes, but that kind of mistake right there, that straight up just threw the Fire Giant fight, and these kind of things have to be studied.
They're just going to do it again.
Hopefully this time without the Cats.
I think, no, they're just roaming around.
Yeah,
as Gold Fury is the
And Frezzy is nowhere to be found here.
Nah, this is free.
Frezzy's going towards the right side there, assuming that they're doing Fire Giant. So 1,500 gold will help.
Yeah, fill the coffers back up.
Yeah, 10,000 gold. 12,000 experience with no level 20s. Oh, I'm sorry, Warchi. 5 levels ahead of Youngbei. What the hell?
He's a player.
You know, you guys, for those of you who might be Spanish-speaking out there, you want to check out, you want to check out a Spanish stream and twitch.tv/ I think it's Warchi or Warchi1.
Warchi War, right?
Warchi War, right. Incredible player, obviously can compete at a world stage here, but let's take a look at the Fire Giant fight. Frezzy and Frostiak trying to fight their way in. Archangel's in there, Mud coming down, and here comes Frostiak.
I can't believe Warchi just rolled back and started fighting. He's going to get stunned out by the Medusa. He's going to try to take to the sky. The dot's going to be enough to take him down. Dalo finds Frezzo, though, as he did not get the steal. Two very, very low players, but they're going to have a hard time taking an extended engagement against the Hercules with a mystical mail. Here comes Youngbae. He's trying to put out the damage, but he's very, very low level. They stun on Ajmoom, and they'll get the kill there as well. Dignitas cleaning up after a Fire Giant successfully taken by the Poppies, but it's 2 versus 4 now. Can Dignitas find the objectives outside of this tier 2, which is going to be free for them to try to even it out? Ullr making his way to the mid lane. Yeah, it looks like they'll get 2 towers in this one, a tier 1 and a tier 2. Probably not worth it, we'll say, but it helps them, you know, get a nice influx of gold to finish off some of these items and compete a little bit better against the Poppies' superior farm.
I think that this was super worth it for Dignitas, just because the people left with Fire Giant are the people that don't really need it.
Right.
Like Bastet, Rama, those are the characters that really needed the Fire Giant. Scylla's going to do well with it. Not going to get the reset, though.
Yeah, the kill does go to Archangel
but the
there.
Sikkim!
The Sikkim gets it, even with Shadow Nightmare's ultimate, and Dignitas gives it all right back.
Wow, that was really, really clean. Beautiful play. Now, these two were the weak links, right, in the first game. It was about Doffel and Archangel not really bringing enough to the table. Dalo a little bit behind as well, and it's been their game this time. What?
That was... I mean, like, why do you know the timing for that to throw an Ullr axe? Impressive play, but
it was
awkward.
Not really going to help them in any way. Hey, there's another one.
There's another one for you.
They're like, what is he, cheating? those homing axes.
Yeah, he's got the robes though, so he's going to be just fine dealing with CC. Honestly.
I love that item, man. Season 2 Spirit Robe, not a joke. Frezzy going to find stun. Knock-up going to be good as well, but he's used his only escape mechanic. He's going to get sent to the back line. I like them spreading out here, but they're all going to get drunk off of that one.
Not spreading out enough, but it doesn't really matter. The bead's coming out from Warchi, and he's the only target that really matters too much. He's going to get... Look at the burst from that Agni.
Warchi's up.
Yeah. Oh, what a player! He just did it.
And look at the Athena ult.
To save
Not
his
only
life.
going to bring Athena back into the fight, but it actually saves him from the shards of ice. And with that, Dalo in some trouble here. Oh, look at this Archangel everywhere.
Yeah, he's... maybe Athena's just much more to his...
That's
style.
it, though, right? Like that's what it is to be the support that's ahead. This is like how it feels to chew 5 gum nonsense, right? You just jumping into 4 people and be like, you can't touch this.
I'm done. Yeah, Magi's Blessing plus, being at parity or ahead in terms of your defensive items, and then also having a Magi's Blessing yields a very, very happy support player.
Oh, yeah. With that, look at this. Clean. Tier 2's all gone. No Phoenixes just yet, but they only have 2 people with Fire Giant. Golfury's going to be coming up in a little over a minute here, so they're going to, I think, bide their time back, spend some gold, and with that, the Poppies really have a chance here to close out the second game.
Yeah, can they just kind of force it down Dignitas' throats? It is only 24 minutes in, though, so, it's a little bit early for them. And the Dignitas respawn timers aren't going to be super long still, with the exception of Variety. It's going to take a pretty overwhelming victory at their doorstep to finish the game in the next push. It will probably take the next Fire Giant to really deal a victory for themselves safely.
So, curious, we have an Executioner coming out as a 4th item for Medusa.
Yeah, she built this last game as well.
And... for Ullr.
Right. You shouldn't need 2.
I mean, if they're choosing different targets, that's one thing, but one of them should have done something else. Maybe an Iqbal, right, to try to reduce some damage.
Titans.
Titan's Bane would have been great for some type of objective push, but they both go into the Executioner. Remember now, they're both going to gain the damage, they're both going to gain the attack speed, but one target cannot be hit by both.
Oh my.
That target can be hit by 3, though.
And I'm a monster used, but nothing cooking.
He didn't even hit all 3 creeps. That hurt. That hurt
me too.
Oh my god.
He only hit 1 creep.
Toffel's just like, why did I use this? How much damage do you have, Bastet, level 19?
Yeah, it was the Sikkim took half of the HP away from the Agni.
Look at this. That bead's really going to hurt them, because if they get to reinitiate, Toffel getting very low here.
Dalo dropping his kitties. He's going to die to Variety. No, Variety's axe off the mark. He's going to switch stance. Does he have it? Does he have the bladed arrow?
Trying.
He does. Yes, he does.
He threads the needle on that one, finds the kill. Warchi versus 3 in the back line. Take it to the sky. Can his team get there fast enough? He's not looking for damage. He's looking to stall.
Now he's going to fall down now, and he's going to be able to get out. Yeah, no problem. And Youngbae still trying to be relevant in this fight before they so far out as his HP pool is teeny tiny.
The body blocks! He driving strike the Bacchus in front of the Ymir to stop him from moving. He didn't mean to do it, but he still did it.
Frostyak dead to rights as the full chases him down. And the Poppies. All right, is this going to be enough to end the game, though, versus 3?
C, Poppy, C.
C?
C.
Warchi's fairly low. He's going to take an acid spray. He's not feeling the greatest about himself right now.
And look at their hunter's still there, putting damage in. Warchi going to clean this Phoenix up.
The Phoenix. All right, they're going to get the Phoenix.
This is
the Poppies, but looks like they've had enough.
I think they should back here. This is throw central right now. With their health, their mana, and their cooldowns, one misplay spells disaster. I mean, that's the Repicos Confrey nonsense, right? This is what we saw from Cloud9 in Season 1. We don't want to see it again. It's coming down to the fact that they must be careful. I don't know how I feel about the Gold Fury. When the Fire Giant's up, they have a huge advantage here, and Warchi doesn't have the mana to back, or to go to that Fire Giant fight and be super relevant. And look at this. Over on the right side.
Gold Fury is going to go to the Poppies.
They're not pressuring the Fire Giant. They don't realize it.
Yeah, they are going to just push the lanes out.
You know, we were talking about it during the me and Bart actually did like a draft pick of teams, and we coached live. And so many people asked me, like, what do you think about having coaches live? Gandhi, of course, was a leader in that. There was always coaches in Halo. Right there, that would have been a coach's dream, because he's like, they just spiked by 1,500 gold. They took Gold Fury. Someone's out of position. Go.
Yeah, right.
But nobody noticed it because they're all focused on what's in front of them. And with that, Dignitas going to be forced back. They still have to defend the mid lane. They don't get the Fire Giant, and Poppies have a really good chance to just close this one out.
Fire Giants up and willing and waiting. They have massive vision control with sentries in kind of the two hot spots around the Fire Giant, one in the pit and one just kind of finding out the approach. Fire Giant started up now, and the Poppies, it looks like this is uncontested.
Yeah, they should be able to get this one for free. Everyone on Dig is in the base.
So Dignitas maybe thinking about game number 3 here. Is they're going to concede a Fire Giant for now. They're going to concede their jungle as well, and here come the Poppies knocking on the door of Team Dignitas. They're going to take a game off of the Pro League team.
It looks like they have the opportunity here, but we have seen harder throws, and Dignitas is considered a professional team, so they do have the chance to turn it around. Hail of Arrows going to be thrown over the wall. Bombs coming out as well. Not doing as much damage as you would think. Shadow Nightmare still very far behind.
Shout out to Warchi for picking up the Titan's Bane here going into this assault. Getting that bonus penetration versus the structures and the Titan. Here comes the fight. Bacchus is in the front lines, but he's going to get cleaned up right away. And, well, that was just kind of ineffectual.
And look at this, Athena coming right back into the back line. Frostiak not going to find the freeze. They're pushing in. Poppies gets the Phoenix, and this could be really big trouble. 4v5 going into the Titan.
Yeah, forced to heal now. Titan getting very, very low already, under 50% HP, dropping quickly. Can they peel the Poppies off of it? They will not be able to. Team Dignitas will drop a game. The Poppies take one away. We're all square to one.
I mean, everyone assumed this was going to be a 3-0. Everyone assumed going into this was going to be easy peasy.
Sure,
but
squeezy.
It looked like they were at home there. They look like a team that should be playing in the SPL, and they came from the really bottom of the Challengers barrel.
Yeah, they had a hard time beating the other European Challengers team, but they do take a game off Dignitas. And now it's 1-1 going into game number 3. This is a best of 5, ladies and gentlemen, as you may recall. Well, it was the polar opposite from game number 1. The Poppies with the big snowball, and as well as winning the mid lane and jungle contest.
That's right. In the first game, Youngbei got first blood. It was all about the control in the duo lane. This time, we're going to check into first blood here. It's going to be for Warchi.
Yeah, kind of exactly
look at that.
Inverse of the last game. He dodges a couple shots, and the over pursuit here from Bacchus ends up hurting them as Athena comes in right about meow.
And that was right after she stole the backhand, so she had that extra level as well. Youngbei gets cleaned up. And, you know, it's hard to say, was that overcommitting? Was it because Frezzy was getting BM in the jungle in the beginning, taunting and losing his back? The rolling assault, in my opinion, was not a good call. But it worked out cleanly. Warchi really just put the game on the back and just like, guys, we're going to game 3.
Yeah, so, well, that does do it for game number 2, guys. We'll be going into game number 3 with 1 game apiece here. Dignitas looking to maintain their spot in the Pro League, where on the other side, the Poppies looking to snatch that away and have it for their own.
And to do that, it's going to be up to them to win 2 more games, which is going to be maybe not so easy, because this time I don't think Frezzy is going to be walking through the jungle taunting at level 1 and waving and clapping.
Yeah, I think so. Well, let's take it into game number 3, guys. Enjoy the highlights from game number 2. We'll be back in just a few with the exciting, I guess, advantage game here in this best of 5. Will it be the Poppies or Dignitas? Find out in just a few.